Let me start with something personal. I'm Asian and I grew up in a culture where speaking less was often considered like maturity and where silence could mean respect. Then I entered a world where expression was everywhere. Like everyone had a voice, everyone had a platform, everyone had something to say. And at first I felt like a freedom, but slowly something felt off. So we were expressing more than ever, but meanings felt thinner. So I want to ask a question, not as a critic, but as someone who has lived on both sides. What did we lose when expression became cheap? So there was a time when speaking meant like a risk. So not just emotional risk, but social risk. So you could lose your place in a group, you could lose relationships, you could lose protection because words had consequences. People choose them carefully. So you didn't speak just to release something, you spoke because you were ready to stand inside what you said. So that cost gave words weight. So today, expression is very instant. So you can speak without staying, react with involvement, declare without responsibility. And when expression costs nothing, it stops shaping behavior. It becomes like a noise. So we often say people finally have a voice, but I'm not sure that's the full story because having a voice is not the same as standing by what you say. So now expression is often momentary. You post it and comment and react, and then you move on. So no follow through, no accountability, no relationship to the outcome. It's like a from the outside, it looks like an engagement, but structurally, it's withdrawal. So we gained volume, but we lost commitment. So this is where my background matters. So in more collectivist cultures, expression was often restrained, sometimes too much. But one expectation was very clear. Like if you spoke, you were expected to remain involved. Like in many Western spaces today, expression itself is treated as a moral act. Like I said something, I shared my opinion, I spoke up. And if saying it completes the responsibility, but expression doesn't repair harm, it doesn't rebuild trust, it doesn't stay when things get uncomfortable. Only responsibility does. And responsibility is very slow and uncomfortable and relational. So expression became the easier replacement. So this isn't an Eastern critic of the West because this is something more that Western audiences are already feeling. So you see it in exhaustion, in outrage cycles, so in constant commentary with no resolution. So I think people aren't tired of speaking. They're tired of speaking without anything changing. So when expression became cheap, we lost the sense that words binds us. So that words connect us to consequences. Without that connection, speech becomes disposable, and disposable speech creates disposable trust. So I'm not arguing for silence. Silence can hide injustice and it can protect power and it can erase harm sometimes. But expression without responsibility creates a different kind of absence. And then it looks like a presence, but it's actually distance. Like what we lost wasn't expression itself, we lost the cost that made expression meaningful. So maybe the real question isn't about what are we willing to stay for after we speak, because words only matter when someone remains attached to them. And maybe the future isn't about choosing between silence and speech. Maybe it's about recovering the weight that makes words worth saying.